let's just bring it in.
All right.
Are you happy with soloing right away, or do you want to come up with topics first?
Oh, you want me to play something on the
episode?
guitar?
And then bring in the episode.
Let's just let's do like a little intro. We haven't done that. Like a talking intro.
You don't want to play guitar? I thought you were going to rip a solo every episode.
I can. I don't know what to do though.
The best way to bring in a podcast is just to completely wing it. I'll hold the microphone right there. Perfect. That's it.
Sounds tuned.
That was almost like the beginning of Jackass.
That
The
good?
1,000-pound podcast.
How's this going back to my roots?
Yeah, just like that. You singing the blues already?
Yeah, dude. I was doing southern rock. Every good song is.
You're a Southern man.
Yeah, every good song.
Southwest Bend.
That's like back in the 70s, 60s. That's how every good country song started.
When were you born?
42.
1942.
82. I was born in 82.
Good year.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Anything significant happened that year?
Yeah,
Besides
we
our
were
births?
born
You were born when?
82.
Really?
You weren't
I thought
born
you were
in
older. I
82.
thought you were older than me.
You weren't born in 82.
Wait, I was born in 83. That's why I'm. God damn it.
Is it your birthday? Did you?
Was
did
last
you-
year.
Did you make this whole podcast just to get me to hang out with you on your birthday?
Yeah.
You sick weirdo.
Yeah.
But seriously, episode 3 of the 1,000-pound podcast.
Brought to you by Basil Hayden.
Again, the first episode was brought to you by Basil Hayden. The second episode was definitely brought to you by Lord only knows what. I think mushrooms were involved. And you know what? We're new to this, but we're not going to apologize.
No.
It wasn't even released yet, but it will be, and
You'll be pleasantly surprised by.
it wasn't bad. I mean, we always do like a little listen party, and by always I mean for the years and years that we've been doing this so far.
Yeah.
And it sounded good. I mean, for a bunch of dumb idiots who do a podcast, it sounded great.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about us. I was talking about our guest. Kidding. Love you guys.
JK.
Totally.
But-
Branson and Arnold. We got to call them.
Arnold, yeah.
Good buddies of ours, Branson and Arnold.
This episode is also brought to you by. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called Fireball, and it's whiskey,
Oh, is that the stuff
but
with
with cinnamon.
cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
I can't say cinnamon without saying it like this. Cinnamon.
It's like
I like to eat breakfast toast with a little bit of cinnamon.
and a little bit of crunch.
I like bacon and eggs and toast with cinnamon.
So,
What, just wanna
next.
change it? Hold on. I just learned about these.
Oh yeah, classic. I have so what I have in front of me is a piece of paper that says 2 words on it right now.
How many?
2. It's like
Guys, stop. Seriously, stop right now. Not bad on the stop. Not bad, guys.
it's like you discovered fire for the first time,
Yeah.
and you just got to make fires everywhere.
Those are built into that.
yeah.
We also have video.
Thank you,
Did we even
Amazon.
acknowledge that? Episode 3. Third time's a charm on the 1,000-pound podcast. First time we're doing video.
I'm Rickish.
We need video. At least, I mean, to just show things like this.
What we're working with.
Yep. That's pretty much
All the cool things
Everything.
you've bought in your life.
Yeah. Look at all these cool things. This one thing. This was $7 on Amazon.
Was it?
Something like that.
That's a good buy. It's pretty heavy duty too.
Don't touch it!
It's made out of chocolate.
Yeah.
All right. So what I have, the two words I have in front of me are discussion topics. So before we even came,
So, to be clear,
Yeah.
your list of topics for us to talk about tonight.
we have none right now, and that's the
The
goal.
the two words on there are discussion topics.
Yeah, that's the goal.
We should talk. This whole podcast should be about stuff people should talk about on podcasts.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to talk about. Is what we're going to write down here, and then we're going to have discussion topics, and then we're going to.
On this episode, are we going to talk about topics for episode 4?
Well, we could do either or.
Oh,
I feel like we should start out with a few topics for tonight because we're going to try limiting this to 1 hour
yeah,
to be user friendly.
yeah,
Just whatever the internet told us was the best.
yeah.
Like, we don't want to exhaust you guys.
We're too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what would be one topic that we want to discuss?
Guns. I'm kidding.
Guns, ammo, and pussy.
No, that would just
All cut.
that
All
would just
kinds.
be that would just be every episode we do. Because that's all that really matters in
Yeah.
life.
We're like the Midwest rednecks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably
More redneck.
more redneck than you.
Yeah, but I'm like I don't really know where I fall on the redneck category. I don't hunt and stuff, but not because I'm like against it or anything. I just, not to get deep, but my dad died when I was very young.
I love the deer outside my house. They're like my pets, he says.
Yeah.
And then I shoot them.
No, I need to get somebody else here to shoot him. I can't do it.
I wouldn't do it either because I would feel
I
bad.
put a dog down once. Does that make me cool?
Yeah. God, you're a badass.
Yeah, that was the extent of my hunting, taking an animal's life.
Yeah.
I did it through a veterinarian
Yeah.
clinic,
Yeah.
and I paid a lot of money to do it.
Yeah.
That's actually when my bourbon consumption
part-
went up.
That's part of the experience is spending a lot of money.
Yeah,
Like the vet was your guide
yeah.
to
I was
murdering
like,
that animal.
yeah, I was like, wow, I spent a lot of money this week. You know what would really top her off if I also ended my dog's life? It's like just the perfect way to end a long, hard
We
week.
are animal lovers, and
Yeah. Seriously.
this is a bad discussion topic.
It is, especially because my dog is right behind me
Yeah.
on the couch.
Where'd he go?
Oh, God.
Well, next dog.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. So we won't talk about dogs.
we need a discussion topic for. Well, I mean, we could put in a few for tonight, and then whatever we don't use. I feel like this is like a behind the scenes kind of.
Right. Episode 3 is kind of like we've been doing this so long already.
I was gonna say, is it a
we
little
just wanted
too
to give you
early?
guys we wanted to give you guys a little treat of the behind the scenes of the 1,000-pound podcast.
I feel like it's way too early to be doing this. Like this is almost like we talked on our first one of the pilot of it's a best of already, and we don't even have of. Like we're just working
the
with
best of.
Yeah,
Also happens to be the of.
yeah.
It's the only episode. Okay. I mean, no disrespect to anybody in the podcast game, including us, when I say this, but like, I think that the greatest thing about podcasts is that there really are no rules. Like,
Not for us.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, even to people who listen to them, because I myself listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
They're all different. Some of them have 3-hour-long intelligent conversations. Some of them are just comedy. You know what I mean? And like, I love
neither.
Yeah, right. And some of them are whatever this is.
Hey.
We got a camera on us now. Oh, hey. Cut it out. Enough with the clapping.
I hate that so much. Oh my god, I almost dropped your guitar.
I broke your guitar.
I'm gonna put this away before shit gets.
Oh, he's leaving already. Well, right now would be a good time to bring up our sponsors. Since last week, we are actually now sponsored by cocaine. I tried it once many moons ago, and it was great. And I hear it's gotten better, as long as there's no fentanyl in it. As long as you get the cocaine without fentanyl, you should be all right. But
Cocaine.
we do not endorse it, but we are sponsored by it. Not tonight,
Yeah.
but in general.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll upgrade on sponsors one day.
Yeah.
Like not really bad ones for human.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you got to, in the beginning times,
You take what you can get.
yeah, like when cocaine's like, hey, we would like to sponsor you guys.
if you got a fucking dude
Yeah.
for the
I'm not sure
make
what
some
accent
money.
that is, and I'm not implying anything by it, but
Yeah. You're not having sex with men for this, are you?
the cocaine. I mean, they said it was part of the sponsorship, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it sex. I mean, it's entirely sex, but I wouldn't call it that just to make
one
myself
for the
feel
team.
better. Yeah,
Just one for the it's for the podcast.
it's a transaction, and the currency is my body. Is that
Yeah.
that's fair?
Wrong and fair, yeah. Okay, so first topic, do we have any
What else?
worldly
What else?
discussions that we'd like to
I keep
talk
on
about?
bringing
Like,
up the China Missile Crisis, but no one
I
ever
don't
wants
even
to
I have no any I might have to read up on that, but we can put that down.
next episode.
Well, here,
episode
we'll
4.
We'll just put it down because it'll be it'll be a question mark next to it.
Yeah,
Is it Chinese or China?
the Chinaman.
China.
Is that okay? No.
Wong's Walk Missile Crisis.
You take a Wong walk off a short pier. Edit button.
Here we go. Quit it.
They gotta work on like the fade out.
Yeah.
People don't just stop clapping like that unless you yell at them.
On this machine, it does. Okay, next topic.
I'm gonna just try something. Once.
Pimples. You want to talk about pimples?
Let me just try something once with the applause. Let me just try something once. Okay, but seriously, guys, seriously. Jared and I, this is only our 3rd episode, and we're really trying hard tonight. It's awesome that you guys want to keep clapping, but we just need you to cut it out. So on the count of 3, just stop. Dead stop, okay? 1, 2, 3. Nice work. Nice work, guys. Give yourself a round of applause. And stop. Okay. No, they actually got it now, I think.
Obedient type, yep.
Again, 3rd episode, we're doing
They
all
must
right.
be all Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah. Like those little kids dribbling basketballs. You ever see that shit?
No, little
Oh my God, look that up. What? Yeah.
Edit.
Oh, now I'm going to have to edit video too. No, there's no audio track on there. We're good. You can say all the racist stuff you want, and I'll save you in the audio edit, whatever. Say effing watermelons.
Okay.
So, but
Next.
seriously, just sitting here looking swole.
Do we want to talk about any like bourbons? You think
could do
anybody
that.
would be interested in a bourbon talk discussion?
We should do that because that would be a great thing to be sponsored by at some point.
Well, and we drink a lot of bourbon. I mean, hide the fireball, but okay. So bourbon,
Yeah, we're a couple of bourbon connoisseurs right here. Cinnamon whiskey.
bourbon talk. We'll just put bourbon talk.
That was just here. This was down here when we got here tonight.
Yeah, that's from your wife, right?
Yes.
Pussy.
Yep.
I brought that actually.
Ignite the night.
So we got China Missile Crisis, bourbon talk, and
Does it have to be in that order too?
yeah,
We should definitely talk bourbon, then China Missile Crisis.
yeah, and then classic rock.
Duh. I thought every episode was going to be about that too.
We could talk about Meatloaf,
Like the
classic rock.
musician,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah, he had
delicious
passed.
all-American dinner.
Yeah, I bet you there's going to be a documentary about him soon on Netflix.
Not trying to be the guy who spins off on conversation every time. I'm still learning my role on this podcast too. But have you ever made a meatloaf?
I did actually.
What, like once or
I
twice?
did. No, I've done it a million times. I've made
A
it
million.
Yeah,
Well, I find that hard to believe.
one.
I like having
million.
the camera here so I can look at it like
Yeah.
like I'm talking to a studio audience.
I would say probably collectively in my life, I've made 40 to 50 meatloaves.
Really?
Yeah. So you want
Do
me
you
to
care? Sure, let's do it. That'd be great.
You want me-
I love, like, what I wish you could do right now is actually make a meatloaf
Yeah.
in front of me so I could watch that whole thing, but there's no way we could do that right now. But maybe in a future episode.
Yeah. So, you just want me to tell you how I do it?
If you're okay with that, I'm happy.
It's just a very
pretend that I'm learning how to make a meatloaf. I've never made a meatloaf.
like in lunch lady voice.
You don't have to do any special voice. Just actually, like, if I wanted to make it this week, tell me how to do it, and I can come back and reference this.
It's pretty simple. I mean, there's a lot of adding just whatever you feel like, but it's kind of like one of those things where you just like, there's the basic part of the recipe, and then you like just put the love in it after.
Okay. Yeah. I think I know what you're saying.
You use your fingers and your hands, and you get in there, and you just mash it and make it moist, and no, it's pretty simple. Just like any other meatloaf. Some people have made it with just beef, but you just take 50-50 beef and pork, and then an egg and breadcrumbs, and I use ketchup, and you can put some mustard in there, and then you can start putting some of your seasonings on. However, you can put people put bread or like croutons or like dried bread.
How big of a tray we talking here when you do it?
This is your typical
meatloaf tray.
Yeah,
like I said, a newbie. I've never cooked a meatloaf.
Yeah, your meatloaf tray. Otherwise, I use just like a 9x12, and then I just form it like a half football, basically.
Okay.
Just because that's how it works out. But yeah, you just add whatever your favorite seasonings are after, like the breadcrumbs and all that other ingredients I told you about, and then just like my favorite thing to do is put it on the smoker for an hour and a half. 55 minutes.
Your pellet grill.
Yeah, 55 at what is it? 270. 325? I think it's 325. And then it just smokes for an hour, and it's amazing. And then you just make your own barbecue sauce. It's pretty simple.
Nice.
It's like just like nutmeg.
Would you say it's like a beginner dish?
Yeah.
Or medium?
No, it's beginner for sure.
Nice.
Like, I'm all about the beginner dishes, but like, I mean, you throw anything on that smoker, and it's good.
Yeah. I got one right out this door here.
You do? What flavor?
No, not a meatloaf.
No, I know. Oh, yeah, Traeger.
I'm actually smoking. Yeah, that was a good parlay into the meatloaf. Oh, I got to go check on that. No, I got a smoker right out this door here. Mm-hmm. Oh, we should have mentioned it, too. We've recorded at 3 different studios so far. We were at the Studio Royale, the Cell Block 54 studio, and this is the Copper's Cup studio.
It is, yeah.
And, yeah, all of them have smokers. Yeah. that might be a coincidence. I don't know. We're eaters.
This is a nice studio or a nice area to do
They've all been nice studios so far.
Yeah.
That's the beauty part. Mm-hmm. And this little podcast setup here can travel with us wherever we go. We could record in a van down by the river. I just made that up entirely.
Down by the Milwaukee River.
I've never heard that before in my life. I just said it completely organically.
Yeah. It's your catchphrase.
Yeah. I've never heard it before in my life. No, but seriously, I we all have smokers. I would like to try a meatloaf. It sounds like it's something I could do. I've only just recently, probably in like the last couple of years, got into cooking.
You can wow your girl with that, man. I'm telling you.
A meatloaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She likes a lot of the stuff I cook. Like I'm actually impressing myself to not. You know what I mean? Like I'm not bragging or anything.
Yeah.
I think that once you like get into it a little bit, it's fun to like just cook stuff. Mm-hmm. I love cooking salmon on the grill. Mm-hmm. A lot of tenderloins, pork, beef, either. Again, I don't hunt, so I don't do a lot of venison, but I love venison. Like when I get stuff from you or Brian or whatever, like I'll cook that on there too.
Venison on the smoker is good.
Yeah, so good.
It's funny because it doesn't like suck in a lot of smoke, but just that little bit it's just nice. No,
it's fun, man, cooking on there. So a meatloaf would be cool. I will say that like I think I have a little bit newer version of that grill, and I don't know if like they got shittier since like they've been out, but like
which one do you have?
Just I don't know. It's like a newer model, like from like a year or two ago.
Is it like mine?
Maybe. I don't know what the model is.
Is it a big one?
No, it's like the I don't know what it is. It's like a 22-inch one.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't seem like it seems like it cooks best at like 375.
Yeah.
Like if you try dropping the temperature down, it fluctuates way too much, and like I don't know if I just need to like try cleaning it once, every 2 years. No, it seems like it just doesn't hold. I tried doing a beef roast on there one time.
Doesn't hold what?
Temp. It fluctuates too much.
Yeah, you know what you need?
The blanket.
Yeah. I'll just unlock
Well, I'm fine out there. I'm not cold or anything. I got a hoodie on because it's a Wisconsin March. But
please don't play a soundbite.
Because it's a Wisconsin March. Whatever. Yeah. You could just. I'm gonna do that on non-jokes. Like most people try putting that in like corny jokes. I'm just gonna throw it in wherever. Now that I learned about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my mom died today. Like that's not even. That's terrible.
There's a whole bit about that though too. Like other comedians have talked about that. What? I always said like on like iPhones where you have like the FaceTime where you can make it like a different like a different character. Like you could be like a pig or something, like your face, like you're talking.
Oh,
but it's
I've
like,
seen that. Yeah.
So I had this whole bit, like I called my brother one time and I had that on, right? And like, but I obviously don't want to jinx my mom or anything like that, but I was imagining a scenario where my phone was broken and I could only call him through this app, and I needed to tell him devastating news. Yeah. But I had to be like
a pig,
yeah, or a cow, or, or you know what I mean, like a dinosaur, yeah. And be like, Bob, I don't know how to tell you this. But you know what I mean? Like try not to laugh, but like, yeah. I know I'm a dinosaur face right now, but like I need to tell you, Dad passed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just that's messed up. But like the phone's broken and all you have is those memojis or whatever.
That'd be fun.
We could do a whole episode on prank. That. Yeah, a fun prank. You're like, but seriously, you're talking as the dinosaur.
Do you want me to tell you something about my brother again?
Did he ever listen to the first episode?
No, I'm going.
Should we have a theme of our podcast be that we always like maybe, and by we I mean you, because I don't think I'm in any position to hate on your brother. But should every episode be like hating on your brother?
Well, it's not hate. No,
I know it's not hate, but like always like just poking fun at him, or like you're just always like airing grievances about your brother. You know what pisses me off about Chris this week? Jared, what pisses you off about Chris this week? I know you hate his Green Mountain Grill. What is it this time? You're like, his bitch of a wife. Kidding. He never ever said that. That was me spontaneously saying that.
No, it was I was going to tell you a story about it was April Fool's Day, and I was just a child. Okay. I was probably 9, 10, and I was at home, and he comes home one day, and he's like, I was at home.
I'm going to stop eating bacon, he said.
Yeah. I'm going to be a nerd. No.
Episode 1, 1000 Pound Podcast. Reference.
No, he came home one day, and he goes, he like pulls me out of my room, and he's like, he's sad looking.
Okay.
And he goes, he's like, I got to tell you something. And I'm like, what? He's like, Mom died in a car accident. And I was like, what? And he's like, she died. And he like started crying, and I started just bawling. And he started laughing at me. And he's like, April Fools. And I was like, what kind of sick fuck are you? I was like, just wrong on every level, and I was so pissed at him. And I'm like,
you're like crying, but you like give him a high five. You're like, that was good though, man.
No, not even.
I didn't even see it coming.
I wasn't even like that when I was a kid.
Right.
Everything was serious to me, and I was crying, bawling. And then he told me April Fools, and I wanted to fucking stab him. And there's so I have my brother there's a picture of me at my house. My brother took my parents' digital camera and took a picture of me chasing him around the house with a butcher knife because of that.
Because of that. That was on April
I'm at the
Fool's Day.
top. I'm like, I'm at
1992.
I'm at the top of the stairs, and my eyes are red, and you can just tell I was bawling, and I have a knife in the air pointed at him like I'm going to fucking kill him. He has evidence of that.
Can you look back at that instance and find the
Humor?
insane amount of humor in it now?
Yeah.
Like, terrible when you were a kid. My God.
Yeah,
is
because
that
I was a
messed
mama's
up.
boy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
that had to be devastating. And I'm sure shifted your life entirely to where you are now.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sure you got mental issues because of that. but even still,
Yeah.
I love you, and your brother does too. And you know who else does? Your mom.
Yeah.
Who's still with us. And she's great.
She is great.
She did not die in a car accident that day.
No, she's alive. But he had me going, and I was crying, and it was a hard thing to.
How old is your brother's? Only a couple years older?
5.5.
5.5 years older? My brother's 6 years older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
We were all oops, weren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
My mom straight up told us we were oops.
It is great though. Okay, so he was then like 15, 14, 16.
Somewhere
Okay,
in
that's
there,
getting a
15.
little old. That's getting a little old to know better than making that joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
my brother
he
was-
cast some bad juju on your mom
Yeah.
for that.
if he'll ever listen to this, and he'll respect this joke, that he was the drug dealer in the court. I ratted him out to my mom one day and told her that he was the drug dealer in the court because we lived on a court.
Yeah, and then like this is like years later, and you're like, yeah, that's for telling me mom died on April Fool's Day in 1992, bitch.
Yeah. Oh no.
Now the cops are coming.
No, that's
hide your weed.
That's an ongoing joke with the family now. Is my brother's a drug dealer in the court?
He still is though, right?
Yeah, just in
And
Montana.
he juices too, right?
Yeah.
He's on the
It's strictly all about the CrossFit juicing.
yeah.
Them guys are the worst.
Doper's dope, man.
Oh,
Doper's dope. Chris.
fucking Chris.
Fucking Chris again. That non-bacon eating MRF.
Motherfucker, yeah.
He's like, I met Paul once like 20 years ago. How is he talking shit on your podcast? No. Seriously, he sounds like a great guy, and anybody who would make a joke like that earns my respect instantly because as much as that probably screwed you up in your life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that needed to happen. Your brother, too, like what I know of him, that he was the right person to tell you that, too.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
He's a great dude. Maybe one time when he comes visits, we'll have him on here.
That'd be great. I remember him being a pretty funny guy. I know I said that in episode 1
Yeah, he's like
so many moons ago.
he's like me a lot. I'm not that funny, but we're good at feeding off of people, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
It's good, though.
Yeah,
It's just organic.
he's good at saying yeah, like I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, totally.
Oh yeah,
You just got to say it differently, totally, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do that now. Right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Just do that 5 minutes. Yeah.
He's
Totally.
he's left coast, so
Right?
he's left
Yeah.
coast, so he's gonna be like, no worries, bruh.
You could carry on it like maybe this podcast could be all kinds of stuff. Like we could tell people how to like pretend that you're like engaged in a conversation. You know what I mean? Like if you want to seem like a really cool hip person, you could just do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like just getting see, you're doing it right now. He's doing it right now. Yeah. No, totally. And then you got to
I
say
can't
no.
help myself on
you have
that.
to,
Yeah,
You have to contradict yourself. You have to say, yeah, no. You know what I mean? Like you say two opposite things.
yeah,
Right? No way. Like, what?
yeah. No,
Yeah. No. No, dude. Yeah. Right?
is that a Midwest thing? You think?
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah. Seriously, though.
yeah.
Oh, my God. Really? Like, are you guys even having a conversation? They're just on autopilot.
We understand each
Yeah.
other. Yeah,
But, okay, I think what I'm sure we could do, and I kind of, this will actually happen organically. So these topics are probably going to be in another episode that we wrote down because I know where we're going to go next because guess what's coming up? St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this on episode 1.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that you want to smoke a corned beef brisket.
Yeah, I got one. I'm
did?
ready.
You did?
Yeah,
So
you-
perfect. We're going to parlay from meatloaf
Yeah,
how you gonna doll up this little gem?
It's
corned beef roast.
pretty simple.
Yeah, you just toss her on the grill, eh?
No,
No,
I mean,
right?
it's simple, but it's there's a little bit more involved. This is going to be a pre-brined from the store.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. I am not brining anything
Right.
for a week. That's a lot.
We're not 100%.
It's not a lot of work, but it's yeah. It's going to be pre-brined, and then what we'll do is we'll just kind of make some kind of binder for it, or I'll just use something simple like maple syrup or whatever for a binder, and we'll season it and throw it on there and smoke it for 10, 12 hours, depending on how big it is.
Jeez. What temp?
225 probably, I'm guessing.
That blanket does it, hey?
The blanket's magic. I'll keep that blanket on until like in through June even.
Nice.
Like if I'm smoking something through the night and it's going to be 50, 60 degrees at night, I'll keep it on. I won't take that blanket off until it's in the 90s and during the day and stuff, and 80s, because it makes that much of a difference, and it holds your temp a lot longer than normal. Like it won't fluctuate as much. So and on top of that, you're not using as many pellets
Okay.
because
That makes sense.
it's
Yeah,
science.
because I don't know. Mine just like the temp just fluctuated so bad.
You got to get a blanket. I'm telling you.
I'll try it. But that's cool. I mean, I won't do it before St. Patty's Day because it sounds like we're doing it at your house.
Mm-hmm. And I think we should do another one of these podcasts before it gets real weird.
What part?
Morning?
Oh, that day.
Are you
St. Patty's Day podcast.
do you have to work?
I mean, my boss can be a real jag sometimes. No, Fridays I should be all right. I should be okay.
Yeah, because I plan
I
on
should be able to make that happen.
not
early.
working at all.
Yeah. So what time? 6 a.m.
Yes,
We don't do live.
that's probably when
We don't do live ever, so we can record it and then post it and be good.
I'll probably get up at 6 just to put it on, and who knows what will happen after that, because that's one of those times where I'm like, I feel like I'm just gonna be up, or if I'm up the night before real late, I'll just be back to bed for.
That'll
a few
be nice
hours.
if we can do that. If we can line it up for Friday, we'll record with some video too, and we'll kind of we'll try to get you putting it on the grill and maybe some shots of it while it's cooking too. That'd be cool.
Should we put the camera in the grill?
Yeah, that would be awesome. We should put one in there just to have it melt down.
Yeah.
Like record until it just dies.
Yeah.
We should probably put 2 cameras in there though, so we see what happens to it.
Right over
Dual
the,
shots.
right
Just
over
goes
the
back.
brisket. Right over the brisket.
That burnt plastic taste is delicious.
Yeah, we can make that happen. I feel like it's gonna be a good day, and some Irish car bombs. I'm pretty excited about that.
Did you know that my dad's birthday was St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, no.
I mean, I guess
yeah,
it
I did.
still is.
I think you didn't mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do anything special for it?
Yeah, we smoked briskets at your house. High five.
I usually get blackout drunk
Yeah.
by 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You're up at midnight. I go to bed at 1 p.m. the night before.
It's on a Friday this year,
the
so I mean,
afternoon
it's
before.
almost like the Irish gods looking down upon us saying,
This is your time.
"Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday, boys. Drink up."
Let's do this.
That was a really
Yeah.
terrible Irish accent, but again, I'm not 100% Irish.
If I'm lucky, your name is Paul Blannon. I think if I'm lucky, I can get 2 drunks in that day.
Sleep it off a little bit
Yeah.
while the meat's still. Check on the meat, take a nap, wake back up sober, start drinking again.
do a ton of Irish car bombs before 9 a.m. and then pass out by 10.
An Irish car bomb. What's in that? I've never dabbled.
It's basically a car and a bomb.
Guinness,
Oh yeah.
Jameson.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Bailey's.
And a Bailey's
Yeah.
and a glass.
In a glass. You got to get it before it curds though.
Yeah,
You ever do that with a cement shot?
yeah.
That's fucking
The
gross.
cement mixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you wait too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you should never order a bunch of cement mixers. You know what I mean? Like, you like count at the bar, like, oh, I got 20 friends here. Let's do 20 cement mixers. You know what I mean? Like, because by the time they're done making 20 of them, the first
I got number
15
20
are already cement.
Yeah,
They're quick creeping up.
that's how you separate the men from the boys, though.
Yeah.
I'll do the
that part,
first
they're like
5.
Jello shots.
I'll do the
You
first
gotta suck
5.
it out.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
you gotta have a strong sucking power.
You can only have like maybe 4 people for a good cement mixer.
What's your
What else?
what else?
My catchphrase. The classic. Let's see here. Let's see. What else? What else? What
China Missile Crisis.
China Missile Crisis. Just always. You know how, honestly, though, in radio or whatever, like, people could have brought that up for so long. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time when, like, China was a real threat. Then it kind of, like, died off a little bit. But smart people always paid attention to China. Because you always should. You know what I mean?
I didn't.
No, well, like I said. Like I said, folks.
Oh,
No, you know what I'm saying.
I didn't.
I'm just saying, like, now it's happening again. Like, there's some tensions rising and stuff. Like,
Yeah, is this part of the balloon thing?
kind of. I mean, there's always there's a lot going on, man. The world is screwed up.
And why did they let that balloon go?
The world is screwed up, and so is the government.
Why did they let that balloon go so far?
Like, do you know that? Like, I don't know if every generation says this, but like, you and I are witnessing. That's really the only answer too. That's the thing. You and I are witnessing in our lifetime probably the craziest that the government has ever been.
Yeah.
Like,
You think
just
so?
the craziest. Yeah, dude. I mean, we got like a code
Like
silver.
the-
We got
like
a
the
code
Nixon
silver
years
and
and shit.
yeah, because like for them that
Watergate.
was crazy. But like, even, dude, all the stuff that happened, even like with that, isn't as clearly as bad as like what's going on now.
That's a forefinger right there.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Anyways,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it doesn't need to get political in any way, but I'm saying, like, there's just so much going on. You know what I mean? Like with COVID stuff, that sucks. All the vaccine stuff. I mean, then we got balloons coming in.
Yeah.
You know, other countries. Like, how do you not look at that? Like, if those are from other countries, that like, are they testing us? Are they? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a conspiracy. I don't really get into it either.
are they
which
really
way.
from other countries though?
Right. So if they are, that's crazy. If they're not, that's also crazy, because that means our government's like trying to tell us like,
They're
hey, look at
mind-fucking
these.
us.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So like,
Hey,
it's
don't
all-
mind the price of eggs. Check out this balloon.
right. Everything's so messed up. It's like I feel. Do you remember getting like family photos for like something? Where like when you were a little kid and like the photographer is like dangling keys for you, like when you're like a baby, like, hey, look up here by the camera, and you're like, what? And you look up at the camera, and then they get you like a natural reaction, so it looks like you were cooperating with the pictures.
Yeah.
That's what the government's doing to everybody in America right now. They're dangling keys and saying, look over here, because like they're
Fucking up over here.
They're staging something.
Yeah.
You
No,
know
they
what
are.
I mean? And that's like a fucking conspiracy, man. You know?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like, I don't really get into all that stuff, but like, it's hard to deny that there's just crazier shit going on than we even know.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing that really pisses me off is that it seems like when we were younger, like back around 1992 April Fool's Day, when your brother's telling you that your mom died in a car accident,
Yeah.
the reason why you believed him was because there was something that was considered truth and something that was considered a lie or false.
That's me.
Oh, I was like, you hear that too? Thank God.
That's my phone.
Okay, so like when we were kids, there was a truth and there was like non-truth or a lie or bullshit or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Now, in 2023, we somehow like fell on different truths. People say that there's like, well, that's your truth. This is someone else's truth.
Yeah.
That when we started acknowledging that there's more than one truth, that's when everything derailed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could look something up on Google, like our eggs. Did we talk about this already?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are eggs bad for me?
Yeah.
Okay. there was a time in life, in our life, and the short amount of years that we've been here so far.
Yeah.
There was a time in our life that like we would get some feedback on that, and they would say like, eggs are good for you.
Yeah.
Eggs are good for you. Don't eat too many of them. Everything in moderation, just like everybody says. Now, the more you look, the more you'll find. You could find perfect arguments that eggs are good for you, or you could find out that eggs are terrible for you. And there are two truths, because that's how they spin it. It's not one is true and one's not true. Both sides are saying this is true, and they'll support evidence and everything. And like I think that's what, if the internet fucked up anything, it's that. The internet fucked up the fact that there are two truths now. It's the truth that you want, and like the more you dig for that truth, the more you'll find to support the truth that you want to find.
Just shit you want to hear.
Yeah, and that's spooky, because what do you believe then?
Well, that's
You know what I mean? Like, do I eat eggs? do I not? Like, if you like eggs, you're gonna find something that tells you eggs are good for you, or that they're safe.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean?
It's like going
if you hate eggs, you'll find what you don't like.
It's
about
like
eggs.
going on WebMD, and if you're like, "Oh, I got a lower back pain," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got AIDS,"
Cancer.
and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
you got lower back cancer."
yeah," like,
Damn it. LBC?
yeah.
There's so much drama in
No,
LBC.
it's crazy. The mind is like a powerful thing like that way, and I've been realizing that with like shit I've been dealing with the last 6 months, with like the mind just controlling your body.
Yeah.
On that note, I guess that's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Like
it's spooky that like that can be a thing. Like how do we reach a point in humanity that there are like you can't I'm not saying I don't trust anybody, but I'm saying like you in general, people can't trust the information that they're being told by their government, by their like.
But everybody
doctors,
does.
Everybody
you know what I mean?
does. Like, you can't even really trust a doctor anymore.
No, you can't. And I've come to the conclusion that they're just regular dumb people like us.
Dude, growing up, okay, in the last decade, I learned something about humanity that's even, you know, I mean, it's already crazy that we have these two truths.
Humanity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody that I know gives this anecdote every now and then when we're having a conversation such as this. He says, "What do you call a doctor, or I'm sorry, what do you call a person that graduates from medical college with a C minus, like average C minus, like grades, whatever?"
Yeah.
A doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same people, like I mean, like there's people out there that are like engineers, and they might have cheated their way through college. You know what I mean? Like, sure, they might know what they're doing primarily, but like what they actually did in school was like they cheated off of their actually smart friend.
Yeah.
Doctors too.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get like, okay, don't even go that far. Talk like assembly line, right? Like people could be working on like the, let's say Hyundai assembly line, right? Yeah. And there could be some douchebag there who's just a really lazy employee who doesn't really care about making sure that the bolts are tight on the motor that day. He's an idiot. You know what I mean? Like he shows up for work on time, but he hates his job and he doesn't want to be there. So he goes, I'm going to tighten these. Okay. So now that when that motor ends up in a car and you drive it, that motor sucks. And we're all just like in the 100 years ago or like 50 years ago, there was like some pride to a job and everything. You know what I mean? Like people, like you could actually trust that, like when that car came off the assembly line, it was probably something that you could actually like rely on.
The motherfuckers had pensions and benefits,
and now
good benefits.
Now they show up like they're owed something more than a paycheck.
Yeah. And
they're showing up and not even doing their job that they're required to do. And now you're getting that car and you just have to like accept it. Yeah. Like there's nobody even to complain to, because guess what? If you call Hyundai to bitch about their employee Zach that day who didn't put your fucking bolts tight on your motor, they're not gonna. They don't care. They'll be like, "Oh, well, we'll handle that. Thanks for calling, Jared. We'll talk to Zach this afternoon." And then they'll be like, "Yeah, fucking file that underneath the don't give a fuck file." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what everything is nowadays, dude. Yeah. Doctors. automobile manufacturers.
Dude, that's kind of like I feel like I was treated with my doctor. So my mom goes to the same doctor that I do, and I went there. I went with her because my mom said she was a very good doctor, and she actually broke off from like the big.
I was just, you went to your mom's doctor. He's like,
did.
all right,
Yeah.
all right, Jared, just put your feet up in these stirrups here. No, something's wrong.
We're gonna jam something
your
in your
vagina looks a
pussy.
little funny.
Mom,
I could just picture you up.
wah, wah. Is there
The
a
gynecologist.
wah, wah, wah on that thing?
No, we don't have that. Sorry, I thought that was the womp womp.
No, so I
Seriously though, your vagina looks a lot like a man's taint.
it's quaint. My taint is quaint. No, I went to the same doctor as her and
Gynecologist.
gynecologist and had my cooch. No, I went to the same doctor as her because I didn't have insurance at the time, and she just had like a, hey, poor person, pay like $75, come in, we'll take care of you.
Nice.
You know, and she's a good doctor.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But that's just like, you can do that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I have an appointment this Wednesday. You want to come with me, and I'll see if he can get you on the poor person.
yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
can
know
do
that.
it. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, so she'd take care. You know, that's when I first got any of my I had blood pressure shit. You know, taken care of, and but like it just seems like I'm like second rate when it comes to taking care of me because I didn't have insurance and I wasn't paying her the big dollars just to visit her.
And they know right away. Like,
for sure,
They
'cause he was-
see like, oh, let's just look up your name here. Oh, it says he doesn't have insurance. And then right away they're like, okay, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, dog, here's some dog medicine.
Yeah.
'Cause you're a dog.
For the first couple visits,
Yeah.
she'd be like, oh, and you still don't have insurance, right? And I'm like, no.
Saddest part too, it's not even their fault. Like
no.
healthcare in America is incentivized.
Oh, for
And,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like they,
For sure.
I mean that they have to. Like even people that don't actually believe in that.
Yeah.
They're like,
How you supposed to afford that Mercedes?
Yeah, yeah.
Like shit ain't cheap. But no,
just crazy.
Yeah, I should be paying cash for that fucker. No, but and then like I felt second rate, and I've been ever since felt second rate until I finally got insurance. So I guess I'll be taking my first visit with insurance this April, and I guess we'll see how it goes. But it's just like
April Fool's Day.
well, it just goes back to like
Hopefully, Chris doesn't talk to your doctor. It
just goes back
like,
to-
hey, tell him he's got like liver cancer or something.
yeah. Tell him his mom died. Yeah.
Right after tell him he's got liver cancer, and then tell him that his mom died in a car
As
accident.
he's walking out, all happy that you cured it, cured liver cancer. Tell him his mom
Good news
died.
and bad news. The good news is you have liver cancer, but we cured it. Bad news is your mom died in a car accident. We gotta stop saying that. We're jinxing there, man.
Diagnosed you
Tell
with
your mom not to drive
gay.
for a couple months.
Yeah, no, oh yeah.
I don't want anything
She doesn't
bad to
drive
happen
that
to her.
much.
Good.
She
Perfect.
works at home, but yeah. So it kind of goes back to what you're saying about the laziness and the, you know, like just the whole thing you're kind of talking about. Like I feel like my doctor is almost like that. Like doesn't give a shit, just wants me in and out, make money off of me. And that's just kind of how I felt like I was treated. So I like wanted to go to another doctor. I just haven't got into it, but I guess I got insurance now. So I guess she might be like, "Oh, you got insurance now?
Right.
Cool. Let's
Document
whatever
it.
you
We'll
want."
talk about that on like episode 8 or something. You know what I mean? Like
doctors.
yeah, my doctor specifically, right?
My bitch
Yeah,
of a doctor.
really. Like I would be curious if that person is way cooler to you now that you have insurance, because like what sucks too is like there's all kinds of reasons why you might not have had insurance.
Well,
you know, you could have been in between insurance, you could have been between jobs, you could have, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Like for them to just assume that, like, here's the fucked up part. I had an appendicitis without insurance. Okay? Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter because guess what? They're still getting paid. And from what I understand, they're getting paid more because of not having insurance. Like, it costs you more money because I didn't have insurance. Everybody who says that you get like a discount on that, at least for me, that was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I asked them, I was like, I thought that there was like a self-pay thing, and they're like, yeah, that is the self-pay discount. What it would have cost me with insurance would have been less than what I paid out of my pocket, what I'm still paying out of my pocket.
Really?
So like Why are you treating people like shit if they don't have insurance, if you're still billing me for it and I have to pay for it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at that point, oh, God, a whole other episode, but, like, that's another thing I hate. Don't complain about where the money that you're owed is coming from. Right? Like, if I was a doctor or if I was anything that billed people, I don't care who shows up with your money as long as you're paying me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't care if, like, some guy named John shows up with a fucking briefcase full of money and he's going to pay me my $10,000 that you owe me. I don't even need to know that backstory. John's paying me $10,000 that you owe me. Thanks,
Cool.
John.
Yeah.
Thanks, guy that owes me the money. You know?
Now you deal with Paul.
Yeah. Can I tell you a story real quick about that? About, like, people being shitty and lazy? Because this is part of where my mentality comes from this.
Yeah, go for it.
A couple years ago, my brother and I were moving our office to another location, and we were building, like, very long story short, we were building like these like kind of like utility shelves that were also kind of like the walls in this particular space that we were using to, like, separate it for, like, offices.
Yeah.
Almost like cubicles, only instead of, like, those generic, like, foam walls, we were using, like, utility shelves, like what you would store in, like, your basement or a garage.
Sure.
And we were putting like sheets of plywood
In between.
in between them to, like, separate the rooms. And, like, very simply, dude, we went into Menards. I'm going to go ahead and bash Menards on this one. I like Menards, but, like, this particular case was a sad one for me
Menards,
because it was, like, it was a really painful realization of, like, how society and life is now, humanity. We were at Menards, and we were looking for these, like, little plastic, like, I don't know what you would call them, like, sleeves that went over these metal utility shelves because they're, like, pressure fit.
Sure.
Okay? So you need to use, like, a rubber mallet to, like, pound these shelves down on these metal shelves. We needed, like, a handful of these things to, like, make the shelves that we already had work. We bought them from Menards, so we naturally thought, let's go to Menards and see if they sell these individually so we can do this.
Yeah.
We're in the shelving section at Menards in West Bend here. I don't know the person's name or anything like that, but, like, where it gets sad for me is I find a guy who's got fucking white hair. All right. He's an older gentleman.
Looks seasoned.
Yeah. So naturally,
I'm attracted to him.
yeah, naturally I'm fully erect and I'm attracted to him. No, naturally I'm going to assume that this person is a man in a hardware store who's going to know where I can find something that I'm looking for. Okay? Like, he works at Menards.
Yeah.
He's an older gentleman. Like, that age group is going to be people who, like, take pride in their job still, like we're talking about.
Yeah, you'd think.
I asked this gentleman, "Excuse me, sir. I'm holding a piece." I said, "Do you know where I can find these?" And without hesitation, he looks at it and says, "That's a special order part." And, like, we'd have to, like, look through a catalog or, like, go online and order them or whatever. And I'm pretty much believing him because, again, dude's got white hair and he's an older gentleman. You know what I mean? He's probably, like, dude's got to be in his 60s.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's fucked before.
So I'm like, okay, like, this man's telling me something that I should just believe because he's of that age and seasoned, like you said. So I'm just going to trust him because that's where my brain was still at that point a couple years ago.
Yeah.
As he's telling me that, Bob finds the fucking tray
Of the same
on
part.
the shelf of these individual pieces right there. And he's like, "Oh, Paul, they're right here." And I was like, "Thanks, guy." You know what I mean? And that's actually, like, that was probably a huge part of where my hope for humanity just crumbled. Yeah. Because I was like, that was a guy who's supposed to be like our wise elders who, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what the guy does for a living. Like, have some pride in it. And if you don't, quit. Go do something else. I hate going to places that, like, people, like, if you work at Taco Bell and you hate it, don't work there.
Right.
Don't be a miserable shithead who, like, when I come in to order a Nacho Bel Grande, you want to be like, "Yeah, okay, you want," you know what I mean? Like, just don't work there. There's other things you could go do if you don't like that. You should go do something else.
Wendy's down the road is
Yeah.
hiring.
Right. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to be miserable. I think it's even easier to not be, because anybody who's like being miserable in like a job, especially, there's other jobs. There's so many jobs.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people want to take that extra step, and they're just lazy.
Right.
And
but then just keep on being miserable.
like,
but you know what I mean? Like,
life is. That's
again,
how my mom did it. That's
a lot
how my
different.
dad did it.
A lot different if it's like a 19-year-old kid with like blue hair and like pimples all over his face who tells me that that's a special order part and I need to order it online.
Yeah.
That's different. When an old man told me that, and like like my instinct was to trust him because he's the old dude at the hardware store.
If you say things with enough confidence, people will believe you.
Yeah, and I was willing to just believe it. You
would have if Bob wouldn't have found it.
Like
you'd have walked away and been like, "Oh fuck."
The contrast, and like to that point, around the same time, I had to fix a shelf or a piece of wood right there on that very pool table. Okay, one of the like the decorative boards that hang down on the side broke a while back.
Yeah,
and I needed to find some like wood glue for it. All right, a really easy project, but I went to Ace Hardware in Kewaskum, and there's a guy there named Rory. All right, he's an older gentleman. The guy's probably again in his 60s. He is the guy that I thought the Menards guy was too.
Yeah.
Rory says, this is a guy who's like decorated fucking like Ace Hardware store. You know what I mean? Like he's got like stars and badges and like he's like a decorated like general only at Ace. You know what I mean? Like he's got like a different like a red ribbon, a blue thing, and whatever. And like he's been there a long time. You just know. And he like
on Office Space,
every department. You could be like,
you don't have enough flair, sir.
Yeah, you could be like, Rory, I got this like crabgrass coming up through like my front yard, and he'd be like, I got you.
I got the
Come
stuff.
here. And he knows too. Like he's not even bullshit. Like he's not blowing smoke,
and he's not
knows.
even taking you to the lawn and garden section. He's taking you to the hardware section.
Yeah,
he's like, check this shit out.
You could go there many times, and he'll tell you like a different story, and you're like, this guy says that he's like he did these things. Like when did he do these things? Like he said, apparently he owned a automobile company for a while, and he must have done a landscaping for a bit. Yeah. So same thing. I tell him I was like,
shitty tennies for
I got
insurance.
I got this wood like piece or whatever I got to fix, and he's like, oh, and he like brings me over by like the wood glue. I knew what I needed, but like he's kind of telling me, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, here, use this, and he's like, I'll tell you what, he's like, if it ever breaks again, it ain't gonna be where you use the wood glue because he's like, this stuff is so strong. He's like, I actually did cabinetry for 20 years. And like he's like, the wood glue is like, it's insane how good it works. And like I was just thinking, like that's the guy who, again, I thought the Menards guy was, but he wasn't. That guy was a phony. Yeah. Rory's not a phony. Rory at Ace Hardware in Kewaskum. If you're listening, Rory, you're a great guy, and I see you, brother. I see you.
Also, fuck.
I appreciate you.
Also, fuck the Ace Hardware in Kewaskum.
Why?
Tenny's on it.
Motherfucker.
I hate the Tennies with a passion.
A similar story?
They're all dickheads. No, they're assholes.
Okay.
They just talk down to you.
All because of
no reason. They own a shitty store.
They own the Kewaskum one?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they do.
I'm fine with never being sponsored by Tenny's hardware stores.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I just like Rory.
Give me $3 grand a week. Pff, stick it up your ass. Still, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Like I would trust Rory with a medical problem
over a doctor.
Yeah. Because
see Rory, this here wood glue?
He'd be like, see, he's like, let me grab a magnifying glass from aisle C7.
Yeah.
Let me go. What? Come on over to aisle C7. Let's look at that mole that newly developed on your shoulder.
We're just gonna need to stick this funnel from aisle C14 up your ass.
Let's head over to C14.
We're gonna dump some petrol.
Oh, you know what
50
we're gonna need?
to 1 mix.
We're gonna need some shop rags. Those are in B12.
Yeah.
Let's go over to B12 and grab some shop rags.
Pre-mix 50 to 1 gasoline. We're gonna dump that down your asshole.
Yep. Rubber gloves.
Yep.
A12.
A12. Yep. Some charcoal. Let the gasoline filter through.
Yeah.
Fucking Rory's MacGyver.
Dr. Rory.
Dr. Rory's MacGyver, dude.
Paging Dr. Rory at Ace Hardware in Kewaskum.
You know, some people are just smart and like they just get things, and some people don't. And half of them work at McDonald's and Menards, and the other half work at Tenny's. And
See, that's what I'm saying too. This isn't about knocking anybody for working anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, because I've seen wizards at Taco Bell, at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, just people who like.
Mm-hmm. There's a great lady.
They're like not. They don't care what they're doing. They're just good at it. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
there's a lady at. She's at the McDonald's on 33, and every time I pull up there.
Calls you hun and is super,
yeah,
yeah, I know
she's
exactly.
Like, hi,
yeah.
hun.
Okay,
sweetie.
We just bust ourselves. Me and you go to McDonald's.
Just gonna say,
I know somebody that you,
I made it sound like I go there a lot. Yeah. I probably go there more than an average American should.
Me too. If I know who you're talking about,
you do. She's a nice. Yeah. She's
super nice too.
A little bit older than us, but not too older.
Haven't caught her name, but yeah, super smiley. Like over the.
Y'all have like she's southern. She's got
over the top nice.
Like I couldn't swear I heard a y'all in there, like, and
I think
there's nobody else in the vehicle with me.
I think McDonald's employs her to make you forget about the fact that you're going to McDonald's every day. Yeah. Like, there she is again.
Yeah,
she makes me feel not so bad about coming here.
They should give her a raise.
Yeah. We should find out her name.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish we were like Mr. Beast, where we could just like, guess what? Our listeners gave you $40,000, and then we're just like, well, now we can't afford to eat the rest of the week because we don't have listeners.
Let's start going around like him. Like we'll find her. We'll go to McDonald's and say
subscribe to us.
Let's say her name is Kelly.
Yeah.
We'll be like, Kelly, how would you feel if we gave you $40,000 right now? And she'd be like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" And we're like, we can't do that.
But
we're just getting the reaction if like we could.
This is for our podcast.
Yeah, we can't do it yet.
Yeah,
someday maybe.
Yeah. I'd love to. I'd love to be that guy. That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah. Can you believe that they're hating on that motherfucker?
Really?
Like, yeah. Like some people are like saying that he's like using those like good gestures as like publicity.
That's fine. Do it.
Right. Like I don't understand the argument there.
That's
like
the whole fucking point of TikTok.
If you're helping people, even if it's for profit, isn't that still good?
What are you supposed to be, Batman? Or
like
not Batman, but like
you and I are talking about doctors right now.
All
you know what I mean?
Superheroes are in the TV, so
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do? Do like give people millions of dollars and then like not record? I mean, that's how he gets that millions of dollars. You dumb fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you think he pulls that out of his fucking Swiss bank account and just hands his shit out like it's candy?
Like I said, even if he's making money on it, good.
Yeah.
But you want somebody. You want someone like him. And I mean, I guess I got to go full disclosure here. I don't know everything about him, just in case he's like molesting little kids or something. Like you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he is, but you know what I mean? Like, if I just don't get it. Like, you can't call a guy out for doing good things.
Oh, anybody
and then be like, oh, he's just using that for like clicks and views and whatever.
Dude, any fucking hater will find the bad thing in anything, and like it doesn't matter because people are just shitty, and it's like, can't you just like,
what's the old saying? Haters gonna hate.
Ball is gonna ball.
Ball is gonna ball. What else?
People just it's just stupid. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll judge people, but I also like try to be like the mediator in like any conversation. Like, you know, oh, so and so, makes X amount of dollars and blah blah blah, and they got this and this, and I'm just like, but they're just like a shitty person. I'm like, oh, you ever think about like the other side of things? And like, that's just like how I am though. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I'm just like the neutralizer. Like, if I had a superpower,
you're like optimistic too.
If I had a superpower, I would be the neutralizer. Yeah,
neutralizer.
Not even optimism. Like, I'm not one of those dudes that's like, oh, this shit's half full or half empty. The glass, I'm just like, I feel like I'm the neutralizer. Like, as much as I am set in my own ways, I still like to see like the viewpoints of somebody else and respect that.
Everybody should.
Which like I've learned that a lot from, being brought up the way I was with, just hardcore German.
Yeah.
Like,
Meatloafs.
But yeah. But I just try to like, I don't know. I have this stupid thing. Like if someone brings up the problem, I'm like always like trying to look at the other side of things, and maybe I can't take my own advice, but I'm good at pointing shit out.
I think
like
a
that.
lot of people are like
I'd be
that.
like a good coach, you know. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't play basketball, but I probably could coach the shit out of it.
You should try someday.
No, I did once.
the YMCA?
I did. I coached. I coached like 6-year-olds or 7-year-olds at the YMCA when I was like 24. And did I ever tell you about that?
This might have to be a whole nother episode. We're just over an hour now.
Oh,
You didn't tell me this, and we'll leave it at a cliffhanger. You didn't have to stop doing it because you had a relationship with one, did you?
no. God, no. I'm not.
Thank God.
I'm not a pedo.
Thank God.
No, I coached a YMCA youth basketball. I don't even know how I got roped into it because I played hockey my whole life, and I have not a thing.
They're like, you know what? You'd be good at.
Yeah. Coach Jared.
Yeah. Can you coach basketball?
Yeah.
I saw you playing hockey out there the other day.
Well, I'll say that for another podcast. I'll write it down right
there you
here.
go. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I coached the YMCA youth basketball team, and
Won the tournament.
no,
taking
no,
the state?
no. I was like, a lot of parents are disappointed in me. We'll leave it as that. So we'll visit that in the next podcast.
That is a pretty good cliffhanger.
Yep.
I would love to find out about that. I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah. There's like it's like any Jason movie when Jason like is dead and you think he's dead, and then all of a sudden you see the last cut of him and it's like movie over, podcast over.
We could do that.
Yes.
We could play it out. What do you think, crowd? Do you think that episode 3 was pretty great? Because we do. What do you think? Seriously, though.
Round of
If
applause.
you liked it a lot, start clapping completely in unison out of the blue. Nice. Okay, that's good. Now, no, we honestly, we love you guys too. Episode 3, I feel, was pretty fun. Episode 4 is going to be even better. I think it's going to take place on the morning of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and we might have a few extra guests, so that'll be kind of cool.
That will be cool. We got enough microphones, I think, for at least 2 more people. And then, yeah, seriously, though, thanks for coming out, all you 1,000 fans to the 1,000 Pound Podcast. And, again, if you love us that much, stop clapping immediately on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.